Tell you what, it really sucks when you don't have a service truck because it's being repaired. You gotta drive all the way back to the shop to get fuel. Oh, and one other thing, I was just doing a walk around and noticed a potential disaster waiting to happen. The bolts that hold my dolly to the rest of the pan, this is broke, one on the other side's broke, and these are loose and walling around. I lose those, I lose the pan. So I'm gonna have to back up here to the shop. Luckily, I did come back here to get fuel. I'm going to back up here to the shop and replace those. All right, got them replaced. Thing shouldn't beat and bang as much anymore. Oh yeah, a lot smoother now. Now we got all that slack taken out. All right, let's get back to the field. Oh, I forgot my seat belt. All right. Well, it's Wednesday. I wasn't planning on making a video, but things are happening in a hurry around here, so I figured I'd go ahead and get y'all caught up. Me and Andy been running hard since Monday morning. I've been working on dirt work. He got started spreading fertilizer, and this dirt work's taking me longer than I thought. I thought a day and a half, 2 days, and now we're on day 3, and probably going to take the rest of the day and half a day tomorrow. And you know, it's taking Andy a while to spread fertilizer just because he's never been over our fields other than the wheat fields, which he's not spreading fertilizer on. He hadn't been across any of the other fields. Kelly's had to show him where the fields are. He didn't know where obstacles are and everything, and also trying to learn that GS3 monitor that we're running our fertilizer prescriptions through, running it through the Raven 660. So pretty big learning curve for him. A lot of things he's got to watch for. So been kind of slow going with him. Plus we've had some issues with the buggy wiring harness and stuff. So, but I think he's got everything straightened out. And then I just had to drive all the way back from Madison County to go get fuel because I got, like I said, I got about another day's worth of work up there, and didn't want to get farther into Madison County. Realized I didn't have enough fuel to get everything done. Had to drive that much farther back. So the reason I don't have a service truck right now is, if you remember from the last video, we worked several days on the brakes and never could get the pressure on them that we needed. So yesterday morning, Kelly and I carried the truck over to town to a mechanic, and hadn't heard any word back from him, but it's not ready to pick up. So other than maybe some 5-gallon buckets, all we got to hold that thought. There's Andy right there.
Hey, while you're going by, we are doing this one, and it is called Williams, right?
Yeah, that's Williams, but we're not running any fertilizer on that one or the one across the road. It wasn't calling for any after we get chicken litter spread on it.
Okay, 10-4. So my next one, I'm going to F. Smith.
No, try to get a Campbell Home Place that I'm passing by right here, as long as it's not going to sink down in the ground or, you know, make tracks or anything. Just ease off in there, and if it looks like it's going to sink down or make tracks, just go on up to Ed Smith Road.
Alright, okay.
As I was saying, the only thing we can get fuel out to the tractors right now is to put some fuel in some 5-gallon buckets. And I really don't want to do that.
Alright. I'm not that slow, but this thing sure is making me feel like it. We're gonna walk through this setup with me. Make sure I'm doing it wrong, I guess. Raven is off. And turn it on. Now for the Raven, we're gonna scroll through and find GPS or no signal. Alright. Or time acknowledge. Okay, that's what it's supposed to say. 7 rate 1 cal 0. Oh, look at our equipment tab over here. Port profile 262, port 1, on port 2 is the Raven 660. Okay, that's right. These in hydraulic mode. We're at the Fisher field and fertilizer. That's grayed out, so everything's reading. Prescription. I was working better last night. Except. Alright. Now, I've got all this. It's doing the. And this fan RPMs. I guarantee my fan is on, but they're reading 0. Okay, my fans aren't turning. That's better than they are turning and reading 0. That's nice. So we're going to come up here and see if they'll turn on. No. Still showing 0 fan RPMs. And I believe they just kicked on. Let's go check again. No, they're not on. Well, they were on. And they turned off by the time I got out of the tractor to back here. I'm stumped. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or how I'm doing it wrong. But I'm obviously doing something wrong. I thought I lost you. That would not be good. You are not potash. I don't need to chop up the GoPro. We'll figure out somewhere else to put her.
Alright, types of projects I'm out here working on, just a little bit of drainage. You can kind of see where water drains out of that pipe right there and goes on down through there, kind of cut a little groove in there, so filling up that type of stuff. Then we got some problem areas around the edges of the fields where water's draining from the field off into the ditch. It's kind of eating back away, it's starting to eat back into the field, trying to fill those places in. We try to resist putting in pipes as much as possible because pipes can get stopped up, pipes need maintenance, all that sort of stuff. So we try to first start by stabilizing where the water drains in, maybe rerouting a little bit to where it doesn't have quite as high of a flow rate to eat back. And then if all else fails, then we'll put in a pipe then. But that's kind of what the majority of my projects have been. Trying to smooth up some rough areas in the fields, some wet areas in the fields, that sort of stuff. Just get the field just as close to right as I can before we plant. We still got one more pretty big project we're going to work on a little bit later on this afternoon, and I'll show you when we get over there kind of what we're thinking on that. Anyway, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to try and kind of cut beside the trench, kind of taper it down to the trench a little bit. Then we'll do a little bit of filling. Otherwise, if all I do is fill, it'll most likely wash right back out. So just going to try and grade it, straighten it out a little bit here. Oh boy, it's a deep hole there. This would be a whole lot easier with a dozer, but well, I don't have a dozer, so we making do with what we can. Anyway, we got a real good stretch of weather this week, and let me tell you, things have done gotten active in West Tennessee. There's quite a few planters running around the fields, yet here we are. Our planter is still in the shed. We don't even have our seed yet, mainly because we're just so far behind on getting everything ready to plant. You know, used to in the past, that would drive me insane. If everybody else was planting, I'd have to be out there planting too. I mean, it literally drives me bonkers. But what I've learned over the last several years is that, especially when it comes to like corn, where we got plenty of growing season for corn, you get corn planted in later April, for the most part, it's going to do just as well as earlier planted corn, might even do better. Just depending on how the weather falls, it's definitely going to be coming up in better conditions. So learning that right there is giving me the confidence to just go ahead, do what we need to do, make sure it's done right, make sure all this dirt work is done right, go ahead and get all our fertilizer spread, and once you get all your fields prepped just the way you want them, because you only get one shot every year to prepare your fields, and once you get all that done, then turn your focus on to get some seed in the ground, which is what we'll do. I was hoping to get started later on this week, but I just don't see that happening. This stuff's just taking a little bit longer than what I thought. Right now it's around the middle of April. Ideally, this is when I would like to start planting, but last few years have been a little bit later just due to weather, and I know we'll have an opportunity to put some corn in the ground into good conditions, a little bit later on. I may be the last one in West Tennessee to start planting corn, but like I said, I only got an opportunity once every year to get my fields right, get a lot of these kind of problem areas, especially aggravating areas that I've been working around for a while, go ahead and get them right. And then the rest of the year, every time I make a trip over the fields, I'll be happy that I took the time to get them done. Another big reason I'm not so hot to try it is, well, I don't have my chicken litter spread yet. And definitely can't spread it once I get crop planted. I do think that I've got somebody that's going to be able to do it. In fact, he was supposed to be out here either today or tomorrow to get started on it. Last I talked to him a couple days ago. Right now, I got about, 300 tons or so hauled out. Probably about enough for half of my, getting close to half what I need for my corn ground. And he says he should be able to give me some more too. So really hadn't been much sense in us being in a big rush to put some seed in the ground. But after the difficulties I've had this year, I thought my only difficulty was going to be just sourcing the litter, but heck, my biggest difficulty has been just finding somebody to spread it. After this year, I may look hard into getting my own litter spreader to where I don't have to depend on somebody else to come spread it for me. Well, that's what happens when you get a little too close trying to fill in these washouts. Well, if you ever wondered what the underside of a dirt pan looks like, you got a good view right here. Now you can see right here, I just cut it too close to the edge and the tire slipped off down in there. I do kind of wish that I had a new cutting blade on me. It'd be real easy to change right here, don't you think? I called Kelly, she's gonna bring the loader tractor over here, and I got a chain with me, and I'll somehow try to hook a chain to this top side and her pull backwards while I try to pull forwards, get this thing on up out of here. It might be a little easier said than done though. All right, you're not gonna be able to pull it all the way over, but pull it over, and then I'll pull it out.
So I'm just supposed to go this way while you go.
No, you're going to pull it over, and then you're just going to stop while I pull it out.
While it's still attached.
Yes, Kelly.
That means I'm gonna go maybe.
You can tell me when to go.
All right, pull.
Are you calling for me?
No. Kelly. Right there. Push this dirt in here while I haul it over here so it don't happen again. Well, I got that hole filled in pretty nicely, at least far enough away back from the field edge to where it shouldn't be a problem, and raise it up to where water won't be flowing down in there no more. It'll be going over here to where I got a pipe. And I also got this waterway shaped up real nicely. No more trench. It's got a flat bottom and then V'd on both sides. Should make it a lot easier to cross. Hopefully water won't eat it away. And since I didn't... All right, over here on Todd Farm, we've been working this farm with some really irritating stuff here for a while, but this farm has been sold to a new landlord, and I now have the freedom to do this field like what I want to. Anyway, this field right here, from right up here to right down here, we've got 6 terraces. Now it is kind of a steep hillside, and in the past with conventional till, we definitely needed these terraces, but right now there's no way for me to contour farm this land with my equipment. I mean, my planter won't even fit in between some of these terraces. So what we're going to do is, they're not real big terraces. We've been kind of farming over them, but it's a pain in the butt, especially with spraying. So we're going to try and take some of these terraces out and make it a lot easier to farm. So very bottom terrace we're going to take out. The next one up, because it drains over there in the woods, we're going to leave it to catch this water. This terrace is going to try and take out that one, and the rest of them up there just have one terrace. And the dirt we're going to take from this terrace with a dirt pan, we're going to build this terrace that we're leaving, we're going to build it up to where it's going to catch more water, because it's going to have more water flow going to it, and try and make this field a whole lot easier to farm. Well, it looks like I'm heading back to the shop. Had a cotter key, I guess, wear through, and the pin on my linkage here backed out. So before all this gets screwed up, because it's just holding on one side, I'd carry it back to the shop. I don't think this is something I can do out in the field, because I'm probably going to have to get the forklift to kind of force that linkage up to get those holes just aligned, just right. I just tried out here in the field, and there wasn't no moving it out here, and I don't even think a big long pry bar or anything to do it. I think I'm going to have to get the forklift and try it out. So anyway, back to the shop. I'll bring it back out here whenever I get that thing fixed and get back to working on my project here. That took way more loads of dirt and way longer than I thought it would, but we finally got these terraces torn down and this one big one built up. I wish y'all could see it right now. Wish it's daylight. This thing is a thing of beauty, in my humble opinion. Mighty proud of it. But this field's going to lay a whole lot better and work a whole lot easier, less, not going to be near as tough on the equipment since we just got this one terrace to contend with. But anyway, we still got to come back over here with the disc and do all. That's what I'm going to hook up with tomorrow. Finally done with the dirt pan and all my dirt hauling. We're going to hook back up to the disc and go around and smooth up all these spots where I did dirt work, then come back with the do all. And I'll be sure to bring my camera along and y'all get to see. Hopefully y'all get to see this thing in the daylight when I come back over here with the disc. So see y'all back there in the morning.